Today's presenters are going to be the following. Michael Bullock, who is the CEO of Sela Genomics, and also one of the founders of Sela Genomics, and Jeremy Stewart, Dr. Jeremy Stewart, who is the Vice President of Scientific Operations, and as a co-founder of Sela Genomics, will be another presenter. We will also hear from Uniconnect, from Bill Harton, who is the CEO and founder of Uniconnect, and from Clinton Maddox, who is the Vice President of Technical Operations and oversees most of the implementations and the development of the product. So with that as a quick background, we are going to turn the time over to Michael next, and he will do an introduction of Sela Genomics and a little bit about their organization. Then we'll turn the time over to Bill after that for his presentation.
Thank you, Carl. This is Michael Bullock. We are based in Greenville, South Carolina. Our company has been located here for about 5 years under a number of different titles, but most recently, Jeremy and I co-founded and then were acquired by a British diagnostics firm called EKF Diagnostics. During the time frame after our founding, we were mindful that as a molecular lab, we needed to have the specific tools that were really purposefully built for our applications. My background is in pharmaceutical manufacturing. I've done a lot of plant construction startups and ERP installations, and I've seen it go horribly wrong when you don't predefine what you need before you begin, and you kind of get halfway into the process, and then you start doing change orders, and you just get a mess. So Jeremy and I looked at a number of products that were in the marketplace, and many of those products, from our perspective, appeared to be really purpose-built for clinical chemistry labs. And the molecular elements were almost like a retrofit. They were a little bit obtuse, inflexible, and frankly, going down that path smacked a lot of the types of mistakes I had seen in the past with ERP programs. So we specifically sought out Uniconnect over time because we understood that the background of the company led them to better understand the challenges of running a molecular lab. And you know, one of the advantages of working with them was that we didn't have to explain what we meant when we were using the terminology of our particular type of testing. As most of you know, in the molecular space, there's an awful lot of changes that are coming, whether it's changes in reimbursement or changes in workflows based on technology. And we really wanted to have something that wasn't, if you think about it from a technical perspective, we didn't want to have something that was basically built like a flat file, like a spreadsheet that had to be restructured every time we wanted to do something differently. As a layman, and I'm a business guy, not a scientist or a software person, but I really was attracted to the idea that this program, this installation, would be essentially a relational database. The data's there, and we just have to be prepared to ask questions in ways that allow us to get to answers efficiently. And I'm really pleased to say that all the items that were here that were listed in our initial essentials list were realized over the course of the last few years in working with Uniconnect. First, the costs of systems like this, especially some of the competitor organizations, have significant upfront costs, and for a startup corporation, or even as we got into growth mode, plunking down that kind of money up front is daunting. And the issue of customization with really having to rebuild something that was built for some other purpose, we were very fortunate to avoid all those issues by working with Uniconnect. I'm not going to get too much into the infrastructure, but I will say that we very much appreciate the fact that there's multiple choices. We chose the hosted solution that Uniconnect provides. The flexibility and scalability, as you will see in our examples when Jeremy and Clinton start to walk through some of the things that we've done over the past couple of years, you'll see exactly what we mean when we say it's very flexible. Our business changes. We then set out a plan with Uniconnect to say, look, here's the way we have to process samples differently. Here's a new line of business. Here's frankly, an adjustment that's fundamental to the operation of our business. We need Uniconnect to be able to help us adapt. What do you say? And then we get back very clear answers back from the folks at Uniconnect in a timely fashion. So we've been very, very fortunate to not only have outstanding communication, but very rapid response times when it's mission critical for our business to be on tap and to have our launches work as expected. And very pleased to say that that's been the case in every situation. Again, the last thing I'll mention is the issue of the familiarity with molecular techniques. The founder of Uniconnect, and I think Bill is online. Yeah, Bill's on here. He'll be taking over in just a moment. Really impressed me. His background lends itself to designing this program so that it would suit not only our needs, but the industry's needs in a way that, frankly, a lot of the other competitors weren't prepared to do. And so, Bill, I'll turn it over to you. I won't try to preach for you, but I will say that the background in genetics that you bring to the table and this type of relational database gave us great confidence, and it turned out to be a great return on our investment.